New 72 Radio, the voice, views, and visions of the collective.
Welcome to the practice of healing. I'm Sonya Wilder, and I am so joyous that you have joined me for this very special live broadcast and podcast for New 72 Media and New 72 Radio. This is for Tuesday, July 19th, 2016. So before we begin, let's get centered and grounded with 3 full, deep, calming breaths. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Wonderful. So this is a very special live broadcast. We are going to have as a special guest today, Romulo Castilla of Peruvian Magic Journeys. He is a very long-time tour guide living in Cusco, Peru, in the Urubamba Valley, the sacred valley of the Incans. And this is a very special place that he lives and that he brings people on tours of the entire valley all the way down to Machu Picchu, Peru, which is part of the sacral chakra of the planet. It's a high vibrational place. He's also a healer himself. He does auric pranic healing. So I'm very excited to interview him. So we can bring Romulo on. Hello, Romulo.
It's really very great honor to be working with you and, bringing this group to Peru. I have a wonderful journey here. So I'm very also excited about this. Well, I've been doing for a long time all this, but every time people is getting into this and get very excited and very focused on this, I'm really very joyful to have you also come to visit us in Peru.
Thank you. I'm so excited to come. I can't wait. September 11th, it kind of feels far away, and yet it's really right around the corner.
Yeah, it is.
It is, yeah. So it's winter there in Peru
It's the winter, yes.
Equator.
Yeah, but we have a beautiful days. It's very sunny here.
I see that.
Yeah, it's very sunny. You can see the brightness behind me. I'm near the one of the windows in my house, so it's very bright and it's sunny. It's beautiful.
So what's the typical temperatures for the winter time there?
Temperature goes up to days are like sometimes 17, 18 degrees. Of course, during the afternoon, late afternoon, or evening and early mornings, temperature drops, 1, 2 degrees. The coldest days can get below 0, 1, 2, depending. But all days are beautiful, really, very nice, very sunny and warm. just a little bit cold at night.
Yes, in the wintertime. So what is the elevation of Cusco?
Well, Cusco has about 11,200 feet. That's the altitude of the city in Cusco. So when we go to the valley, to Urubamba, the altitude is about 9,800 to 9,500. So we go lower.
Yes.
We go lower when we go to Urubamba. And of course, Machu Picchu is even lower. It's at 8,000 feet approximately. Right.
Yes.
Highest.
I've been reading a lot online, as I was sharing with you, about each of the stops along the way in the valley, in the sacred valley. And and hang on, we have a question here. All right, we have a question. We'll wait for the question. I'm going to ask you this while I'm waiting for the question to come in. You're getting called.
Yes. Yeah, I'm getting calls.
Nice
Sometimes they call me when I'm free. When I'm 3 days, they call me for guiding services. So somebody doesn't guide.
So while we're waiting for the question, I wanted to ask you. So Cusco is Cusco considered a larger city in the Urubamba Valley?
Well, I'm going to clarify a little bit this. Cusco is in the Cusco Valley.
Oh, Cusco's in the Cusco Valley. Thank you.
And Urubamba is another valley. It's just 30 minutes from Cusco, the Urubamba Valley. Pisac, the first Inca site in the valley. And then to go to Urubamba City, which is the main city in the valley, it's about an hour from Cusco.
Okay.
So there are two separate valleys. Yeah.
So it's a little bit further away.
Yeah, it's about an hour.
Okay, good. I got it. So, so I've been looking up. So the Incan ruins, they actually start in Pisac?
Yeah, of course, here in Cusco, we have many Inca sites nearby the city. And we have important Inca sites. So all along the valley in Cusco, there are Inca sites. Of course, in the Urubamba Valley, when you go from Cusco, it's the first Inca site in the valley. Because there are two different ways to get to Urubamba. One is through Pisac, and the other one is by the high plateau of Chinchero.
I was reading about that.
It's like a circuit that you go. So when you go from here to Pisac, it's about 30-minute drive. So that's the first Inca site. So along the Urubamba Valley until you reach to Urubamba, and then of course Ollantaytambo, which is another Inca site. There are other smaller Inca sites in the way from Pisac to Urubamba, and then after Urubamba is Ollantaytambo. And when you go the other way around, the same. You reach first Chinchero, which is in the plateau, and then from there it's about also 35 minutes. And from there, it's just that it's higher. It's about 12,400 feet. That's the highest. That's why it's called the altiplano, not the plateau. High altitude, extensive flatland. So from there, you go down to Urubamba Valley, and you get to Urubamba City as well. So both get to the same place, same spot, to the same city.
That's a wonderful journey. Because, here, and I'm guessing it would be in the rest of the world as well. Most people focus on Machu Picchu. And of course, that is, connecting more to Lake Titicaca. I've read, and I want to ask you what your experience and your knowledge is on this. I've read that Lake Titicaca is really the sacral chakra. That's the center of the high vibration of the chakra on the planet, going into northern Bolivia and then up into Machu Picchu. But what is it in actuality from what you've experienced and what you know? Where is the chakra actually located?
Well, for many people, they say it might be, well, Cusco. And in Cusco is Machu Picchu, right? Because for the Incas, the Cusco, remember, it was the navel.
Yeah.
Cusco. It's Cusco, the navel, which in Chinese would be the Dantian.
Yes.
No? Because you know that our physical body has the Dantian in order to store energy there, right?
Yes.
Specifically to help us with the digestion process. So,
right. So in the chakra system, that would be more the solar plexus chakra, the third chakra, or the fourth chakra. So in the world chakra charts and I can't remember the name of the man who created the world chakra chart that's all over the internet, but he says that the sacral chakra, the second chakra between the hip bones, is actually at Lake Titicaca, but you're telling me that Cusco is more like the solar plexus or the fourth chakra right above that.
yeah, it could be the solar plexus or as the name says, the navel. You know?
Sure.
Yeah, there is also a lot of people that say that Titicaca Lake, because it's the water element, right?
Yes.
And it's a connection directly with the earth. And of course, the lake absorbs the energy of the sun and all the energy of the earth herself. So that's why it's another very powerful site. So all the Andes Mountains, is the feminine energy of the earth, right? That's all those mountains are. That's why a lot of people, because the world is changing, the earth is changing, human beings are changing. So we are going into a greater state of consciousness. That's why our awareness is moving to this side of the earth now. Before, people was going to the Himalayan mountains because that's the masculine energy. So that has been changing on the last, 40 years, 30 to 40 years, right? So
yes.
the earth is balancing the energies. It has to be equal, the feminine and the masculine energy. So that's why we are also centering. We have to balance our energies. It has to be equal. It has to be balanced as everything else.
That totally makes sense. That's so many people here in the United States, so many light workers who are awakening or who are awake like myself. We're so attracted to the Andes Mountains, clearly because we are bringing in far more of the divine feminine energy and to create that balance on the planet. I'm talking to so many people who say, I need to go there. I could possibly live there. And, they're getting the feeling they need to get away from the oceans. As we talked about, the tectonic plates are shifting. More threats of earthquakes, tsunamis coming in and wiping out the West Coast. And I'm on a ring of fire here in Portland with the volcano, Shasta, going all the way up to Rainier. The seismic activity is picking up. So many of us as light workers are really getting called to go to the Andes Mountains, having daily conversations with people about it.
Yeah, all the light workers know for eons of times, the earth has been ruled by the masculine energy.
Yes.
But now it's going into balance. That's why, women are now in different fields, politicians, in every place. So we have now many presidents that are ladies too. So everything is going. It has to go into balance in order to be in harmony. The earth has to be in harmony. We as human beings have to be in harmony. We have to balance our energies.
We do. So that's why that's why so many people are going on tours from the West here to the Andes, to the valleys there, and to Machu Picchu. That's why this trip, this is something that called to me for a long time. I didn't know that I was being asked to bring people there. This literally just fell into my lap last February, and I just went, okay, let's do this. I had been to Brazil. I had worked with John of God in Brazil.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
and that was in 2014, and I'll be going back there as well. And I'm asked to bring a group there, but I just said, okay, clearly I'm meant to help people, and I'm a conduit of communication. I'm meant to bring people to this wonderful sacred valley that I had been called to go to since I was a child, so that people can awaken more and really do the deep healing of releasing their past emotional baggage, their debris,
Yeah.
and to really, really get clear and conscious and what it is we're here to do. We're here to bring in this wonderful divine feminine energy and the divine masculine. I mean, we talk about the paternal paradigm often, but what I'm constantly emphasizing in my healing sessions with clients or when I teach yoga is it's important for us to understand the divine masculine, and most people don't understand that is support the feminine in a way that meets her needs and open to receive her support in a loving way as well. And that's where you're at, is a place to finally get clarity on the divine masculine as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, both have to be the same.
Yes.
Masculine and feminine, definitely.
Absolutely. So I want to talk with you about some of the food in Peru, because that's a big draw. I know several people here in Portland that absolutely love Peruvian food who have been there. I myself am a vegan, and I am a raw and living food vegan. And so I've, of course, been doing research. And I know there's a lot of papas, potatoes that I read originate actually from the Andes. I was like, really? They originate from the Andes? How wonderful. And they look so different than they do here.
Yeah, and we have many varieties of potatoes. In the institutes and some of the universities, they have already gotten more than 2,500 varieties.
Wow.
Imagine that. The Incas had about 240 varieties.
Okay.
And now in Cusco, we have easy in markets and big markets, we have between 40 to 50 varieties of potatoes. We have every varieties for specific things, you know. And our food is really tasty. Peruvian and Cuscanian food is really tasty. You're gonna love food here, and everything is organic here. You know, it just grows in the valleys. It grows up in the mountains, potatoes and all that. So.
Yes, I was reading a lot about the roots. Obviously, a lot of roots grow there in that higher elevation. Yacon root comes
Yuca.
from. What did you say?
Yeah, yaca. Well, in Spanish, yuca.
Yuca. Okay, good. Yuca. Yes, and of course, cacao. Raw chocolate. Cacao. Raw chocolate.
Yeah, cocoa. Yeah.
Coca.
In the jungle.
Right. Yes, and then pepinos, cucumbers.
Cucumbers, yeah. All kinds of vegetables. Just say one and that's it. I mean, we have everything here. Yeah, some of them, they come from the valleys, from the low valleys also, not from other cities. So they come from different parts, but we have beautiful food here.
Yes, there's a wonderful variety of roots. It's just there's so many roots to get you really grounded. And of course, as we talked about in the last broadcast, there's no Monsanto there, so there's no GMOs.
No. Most of the food, I mean, here, what I have seen, everything is fresh. Everything is fresh and grown mostly organically.
Yes, it looks like it's so pure there. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of research on that. And then I was also doing some research on the seeds. And correct me if I don't get this right. Is it Sancha? What is it? Incha? I can't even say it now. I don't even know why. There is a super seed that's there. Sancha Inchi? Do I have that correct?
Yeah, Sacha Inchi or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's it's like a seed.
It's a seed. It has a complete amino acid.
It has many amino acids and proteins and all that.
Right. So it's a complete food. And it's a power food from that whole area.
Yes.
And of course, chia seeds. Chia seeds originate as well.
Yeah, it grows in some low valleys. Much lower than Cusco.
Mm-hmm.
They bring from low valleys, from the central, from the coast, or the central part of Peru, and some of the low valleys. Yes.
Yes, and then of course here it's very popular maca root.
Yeah, the maca root. Yeah, that's very popular, and it's very good. It's very well done for people, you know, because it besides whether it has vitamins, it has proteins and all that, minerals. It also works with your glandular system, so it balances all your hormonal system.
Right. So if people have a low libido, or if the first 3 chakras are not open, maca actually can help the kundalini energy to start moving up through the root into the rest of the energetic.
That's very powerful. Yeah.
Yes.
Powerful.
That's very exciting. So I also wanted to ask you about the Pacos, the shamans. So on this tour, we're going to be working with one doing a ceremony the first night that we arrive in Cusco. Can you tell me a little bit about that shaman, or is that the couple? I'm not. Yeah, but the couple, the 2 people that do the
couple. Yes, it's a couple.
That is the couple. Okay.
Yeah, because you know I'm here, I know how energy works. I always have both of them. You know, because you have to balance all that. Usually, I've seen people that they just do with one. Usually with the male Paco, but I work with. Well, they are actually married. Andres and Asunta are their names. So the Asunta was actually her father was one of the highest Pacos in her community, which is the Pero community. So since very young age, you know, the father used to teach her. And then Andres also was learning on his side. And then Asunta, she is very, very intuitive, very intuitive. He's really psychic, and she has a very wonderful energy. Yeah. So they are like healers, and they perform ceremonies that the Incas did during the Incan time. So they are conserving all the heritage of the Incas, you know, all the tradition of the religion, costumes, you know, ceremonies, and of course, living in a healthy environment. You know? So conserving their community in a proper way. I mean, in harmony, not polluting rivers or you know, polluting the earth as well. So this community is really very interesting, and they are really very powerful healers as well. They know about herbal medicine too. You know? So they are very powerful healers.
Yes, because you've sent me a picture or a couple of pictures of them, and they look like they're so together and supportive and so loving. It's very exciting. You know, of course, and I saw on your website that you do guide people through this. People always want to go to Peru from here to do ayahuasca or San Pedro cactus, but we're not going to be doing that on this tour. And the reason I did so much research on ayahuasca and San Pedro, I didn't want to have that offered simply because it's such a fad right now. It's just so overly saturated, too popular. And I feel from my own experience as a conduit of healing, from the energy work that I do and from sound healing, and from what I see from what you do, which is auric pranic healing. And you said you also do sound healing, yes?
No, I do the reconnective healing. Can you give me 1 second? I'm gonna plug my battery. It's getting low. Give me one second.
That's
okay. I'm back.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're plugged in now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes,
good.
Yes, I do. Yes. Can you repeat the question?
Well, the question, what I was saying is that since ayahuasca has become so popular, and I know from talking with many people who have experienced ayahuasca, and I've been working with that beautiful feminine plant energetically for quite some time. And what I got in my meditations is that it's really just meant to help people bridge themselves from third dimensional perception into fourth dimensional perception. I know from my own work within myself to get into fifth dimensional perception, which is where I'm at now, that you can do it without ayahuasca and San Pedro. You can do it by cleaning out, by eating really healthy food, plant food, and by being in a higher vibration and really diving deep into the energy and being with the group and being guided by shaman, by pacos. And so that's why I did not want to have ayahuasca and San Pedro offered on this trip, is because I know that we can do all this wonderful healing work without it very successfully.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, as you said, food, also learning how to move your energy, how to move your energy, how to make your chakras get clearer and clearer. And when you start moving energy from the bottom, from the first chakra all the way to the sixth and seventh, so you can raise the vibration of your brain, making more connections of the neurons, and then you can go to different dimensions. Yeah, ayahuasca, it's been used for a long time, thousands of years. And this comes more from the jungle than from the Incas. So it's known as the soul plant. For natives here, it's known as the soul plant. So they've been using as medicine for different issues, not just emotional or psychological issues, but also for physical issues. Because it depends how people will heal their the connections. The programs in their brains. So when you change the program in your brain, it can change your body. So it depends how you think. So your thoughts can change everything also. So they can improve your health and all that. Yeah, on the last years, a lot of people have been, misusing the power also of the ayahuasca. So anyone could be a healer, or anyone could be a shaman now. So there are many fake shamans, really, because they see business on it. They see business in it. They see money. So they get. And they are fake, and they don't really do the work that they should do, because in order to do this, you have to be very, very spiritual person in order to help others. They be very conscious about what you're using, as these medicines, which is also very powerful, very powerful.
So when I first learned about ayahuasca, I think it was about 2013 I first heard about it. And I just tuned into it energetically without doing any internet research on it. And I was attracted to it at first because I was in fourth dimensional perception then and really struggling to shift. But then as I was cleaning out my body even more, and I'm a cleanse counselor, so that's something that I really focused on, I realized that it was something that I didn't need, because I wanted to really go in through meditation, through my daily yoga practice, through real more conscious awareness. The people that I've talked to, and it's been a lot of people I've talked to about their ayahuasca trips, I would say most of them have not had a positive experience because they didn't do it with a qualified shaman.
Exactly.
And it wasn't pure, and they got lost, and they couldn't get back into their body, and they were stuck in between realms, and they were just terribly sick. And that's the majority of the Americans that I've talked with who've had that experience.
Yeah, probably the most important part of the ayahuasca ceremony is the shaman, because he's the one that's going to lead you, because it's a process once you drink it. So your body's gonna go into different changes until your brain is gonna like lit up, and then it's gonna go in a different, very high frequency. For that, the shaman has to be very, 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 very knowledgeable about it. He knows how to lead you. They even use different instruments. No, well, you are a sound hearer, right?
Yes.
And, you know that every instrument has a different frequency and so on. So they have to lead them until they raise the frequency of the bodies, they raise the frequency of the brain. So it's that part is very important. Who leads that ceremony?
Yeah, it's about the shaman. It's about the Paco, and I've known this. That's why, as I'm a person who I use energy work. I work with Reiki and quantum shiatsu. I do sound healing. I clear the chakras, all 12 of the chakras, and have known about the 12 chakra system for many, many years. And I find it far more effective when I'm giving people a healing session. And when I'm working with the group and a lot of people don't know what's happening, and they'll come up to me after I teach a class or a retreat, and they'll go, why is it that when I come to your class, I feel like I have to cry all the time? And I say, because you're clearing, and I'm clearing you. And do I have your permission? Yes. And I'm like, do you see how it's, yes, it's very effective. I chant it over you as a group, and it's very profound for them. And they are much clearer without having to go through, the dramatic drinking some elixir that maybe wasn't properly prepared or So I find the energy work and the sound healing and really healthy plant food is more sustainable and more gentle. It's gentler to bring people into a state of conscious awareness through those healing modalities.
So you can definitely do it by yourself.
Yes.
So a lot of more work, effort, time probably, but you would be able to do it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh yes, absolutely. Yes. Well, wonderful. So it doesn't look like we have any questions from anyone. I haven't ever asked you this before. I didn't ask you this before, Romulo, but do you have any questions for me?
Not really.
Okay.
No, just I know you're working hard in doing all this, and I'm just we have to be just a little patient in order to for people to sign up and then start doing the deposits and all that. Yeah, but nothing else. I mean, everything is good by now. If I would just let you know.
Yes. Now and Mars, the planet of drive and money and attraction, is in Scorpio right now, which is a little challenging. And it's going into Sagittarius on August the 3rd in just a couple of weeks. That's going to open up the Sagittarius, the planet of travel and teaching and higher learning. So as soon as Mars goes into Sagittarius, I feel like things are going to open up a lot more, and people will finally be able to get on board and come onto this amazing trip, this amazing healing journey of a lifetime.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Yes.
Yeah, as you say, it's a journey of a lifetime. Some people might be able to come, some other ones will just help them in order to clear, the different chakras, the aura, and be more, aware of what really is nature and what they really are. It's important that how nature helps people to really realize who we really are also, and have more awareness, start growing spiritually, expand their consciousness. The more you get connected with the earth, the more you get connected with nature, and of course the heavens, the sun, the moon, the stars. So you really are gonna start changing everything.
Yes, we do, and it's very exciting. Well, thank you. Thank you, Romulo. I am incredibly grateful that you were able to come on and be a part of the broadcast today live. Thank you for taking the time out of your world. And again, I'm so excited to be able to meet you here in less than 2 months. We'll make it happen, and I'll let you know as soon as plans start to get set and money comes in, and we'll get all this going.
Yeah, thank you, Sonia, for inviting me. It's always great talking to you, chatting with you. You know, I'm sharing what both we, as experience, we know, you know, and people can know a little more about us, and they can just jump in.
Yes, they can. So the door is open for them to jump in.
Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, and have the most
you.
beautiful, blessed day.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye. Thank
Good.
you.
Bye. Namaste.
Namaste. Okay.
Okay. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. This has been the Practice of Healing. I'm so grateful. And thank you so much, Kelly Lair, producer, webmaster extraordinaire. You always astound me. Thank you for helping to make this smooth. And this is a beautiful experience, and I'm very excited for this upcoming trip. So thank you so much. And if you have questions, and if you want to come on this wonderful trip, September 11th through the 23rd or possibly the 24th, depending on how long you can stay, you can contact me at my website, www.sonyawilderwellness.com. I'm excited to talk with you. Thank you so much for joining. We are love.